But tonight, we've got a special guest speaker, and I'm really, really excited about this. For those of you who don't know my story, I'm just going to share super briefly. Dr. Brett Brimhall, he's going to be talking about Axio. I love Axio. I am crazy passionate about that. It's literally changed our family's life. I feel like it is completely underutilized. I feel like it's a big miss. Most of us are not talking enough about Axio. We could be changing people's lives, obviously growing in your business as well. It's Nrf2 activation for the brain. So why I'm so passionate about this, I said I started this 6.5 years ago. It was actually Father's Day of June of 2010 that I was introduced to this. I had a 3-day-old baby at that time, and I also had a 4-year-old. My boys are now 6 and 10. So my little baby Luke, who was 3 days old when I first watched that ABC video, right when he turned 2, he was diagnosed with autism. It rocked our world. 3 months later, my husband was able to retire and walk away from being an attorney because of LifeVantage. You guys, I am so grateful for this business and these truly life-changing products. And I just want to thank everyone out there. So I can't even tell you how grateful I am. But Ty was able to retire, and for over 2 years, we did 35 plus hours a week of therapy with Luke. We were looking for anything that could help him. One of those people is Dr. Brett Brimhall. He saw Luke every single week for a year when Luke was 3 until now he still sees him all the time. But so Luke started drinking the Axio September 11th, so 2.5 years ago. I truly had no idea what it would do for him, and I'd been with the company over 4 years at that point. Dr. Brimhall noticed a huge difference, and I'll kind of let him tell that story. But you guys, I can tell you that now Luke is in kindergarten. He's at a regular school. They don't know his diagnosis. He is doing phenomenally well. He is one of the top couple kids in his class. Socially, it's unbelievable where he was and where he is now. And I'm just crazy passionate about Axio because that was the one change at that point in his life, and it's gotten better and better and better. But tonight, I've got the pleasure and the honor of introducing Dr. Brett Brimhall. So he's a chiropractor. He has taught and trained physicians for over 20 years all across the US, Europe, Canada, everywhere. He formulates his own products. He has a phenomenal practice over 15 years. You guys, people come to him from all over. Like the people that regular doctors maybe can't help. They don't know what else to do. They end up there, and he helps them. He's absolutely phenomenal. And, I would just love for Dr. Brimhall to explain, what did he see that caught his eye with Luke? What made him say yes to network marketing when he said, I've managed to avoid network marketing for over 20 years. Why did he cancel patients with 1 week notice, jump on a plane to meet the developer of Axio? What did he learn? What have you seen with other people since then? And why are you spending so much time and effort doing this business? You guys, Dr. Brimhall is married. He has a phenomenal family, 4 kids. He did not need another business. When I said, who's on your dream team? Like, who would you be over the moon to work with? Maybe someone that you never thought would ever join your business, but you would be like elated. That's Dr. Brimhall. So never give up on people like that either. So Dr. Brimhall, are you out there? Will you take it away?
I am here. Can you hear me?
Awesome. Yeah, we hear you. Great. Go ahead. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Okay.
Pleasure to have you on the call.
Well, I appreciate it a bunch. And talk about never prejudging somebody. I think I prejudged every network marketer out there, and grateful that Carrie gave me the chance and continues to give me the chance to work with her. I don't know a harder worker out there in this business. She outworks me, and that's not very often when anybody outworks me. I was kind of thinking when they asked me to talk tonight about really my story, and I don't think it could have happened any other way. I truly had. I'd lectured for three other nutritional companies for over 20 years and thought that's what I would always do. It was seeing Luke after treatment for a year and then starting this product for energy drink at Axio and seeing less than 11 days into it, his verbal skills and behavior changed over 50%. But went from a little boy that was basically destroying my office being able to work on for like 5 minutes to be able to be in my office working for a longer period of time, recognizing letters and number. I remember how hard it was for him to struggle to remember a number or a letter, and to hear him have a conversation with me. Just thinking about it kind of gets me a little choked up because you just don't see that happen. And I remember when Carrie, I said, well, I'm going to do this business. She said, well, you need to cancel patients, which I never do. I've done it once, which was when my dad broke his back to go get him out of the woods. And then when Carrie said, if you're going to do this, I want you to go to South Dakota. I want you to meet the scientists, and I want you to meet the people, the Poes, the Gordons, and all the people in South Dakota that are so amazing, the family that she created in Life Vantage, to get questions answered. And I remember going there and just kind of really intending to kind of maybe not really discredit, but thinking, man, I'm gonna have a little fun with this scientist. But I found myself just in awe with how he formed it. I remember him saying something to me there. He says, you know what? I'm like, trying to, how did this work? And how did Luke's brain all of a sudden turn on? And as I sat there and I was listening to him, he talked about why they put the ingredients there, and it just all of a sudden started dawning on me that, Luke was ready. He had been doing the therapy. He's been doing the care. It's just his brain wasn't connecting the dots. I remember flying back home from South Dakota on the airplane, and I was drawing on a napkin these pathways and stuff, and just how the brain connects. And I really think we're missing the boat on how underutilizing we are doing with the Axio. What the Axio does, in short, the brain's job is to connect, communicate, and coordinate. I mean, that's its job. The Axio and the combination of it, just like the Nrf2 Protandim, the synergistic blend is what creates the magic. The Axio, it creates that magic inside the brain. And most of us, if not everybody on the planet, is underperforming in their brain. So imagine if your brain could function at its peak, would you do that? And what if it was as simple as taking Axio? Guys, that's what this is. If we can simply just take the Axio, your brain's going to have the ingredients it needs to perform as it should. And the effects are absolutely cumulative. You think about when you start in kindergarten, what you know. If the person continues to learn, they mature, well, eventually they learn calculus. Okay, so if you're doing Axio and you're utilizing it, each day you utilize it, the effects, the things you learn, the connections your brain makes is cumulative. And what I love is it's all brain. So whether you're talking about somebody that's struggling with focus or memory or concentration or underactivity or overactivity, or you're talking about somebody that's struggling with depression or anxiety, we're not saying we're treating or curing anything, but what you're doing is you're allowing the brain to work as it should. So if you look at the combination of nutrients in that, and I remember reading it, I'm like, okay, well, this makes sense, this makes sense. Guys, Life Vantage is the leader in putting the ingredients together to allow the body's internal mechanism to work as it should. So what I want you to keep in mind here is that, I kind of thought back as we thought about what have I seen in the last several years of doing this. I've been doing this 2 years now. And